Good evening, and welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. Well, we come to you every Wednesday to inspire, to encourage, and to empower you to live a healthier lifestyle. I'm Anna. I am a retired school teacher, an author, a certified cake instructor, a health consultant, and an educational consultant. I'm also a jury consultant as well. I multitask a lot. And so the purpose of, excuse me, my podcast is to provide you with knowledge or make you more aware of the things in life that can benefit your life. And I provide workshops and speakers to enhance those things. And so for the month of October, I've been talking a little bit about harvesting and doing all kinds of things um, in the month of October. I've talked about gardening, and I've talked about food that you would have, that you would smell, and all of those things in October. But fall is in the air. And you know what that means. That means only one thing. It's pumpkin season. Yes, it is pumpkin season. So just a few little tidbits before I get into my episode on pumpkin paradise, exploring all things pumpkin in fall, because this is the season for pumpkins. You see them everywhere. So before we begin, I want to let you know that I do have a website if you want to get in touch with me. This is my website. And I'm currently taking sponsors and guests and um, uh, just people who want to be on. I'm looking for ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things. Those type of people that you never ever hear about, but they're doing some great things to help us out in society. So I try to have at least one guest on a month. And so this month I am going to have someone on who's going to talk to you a little bit about insurance. And so that will be coming up next week. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well. So also, if you have any questions or anything like that, you can always reach me at my email. And this is my email, which is down at the bottom of the screen. Also, I am live on Facebook, and I go live on Facebook at least 3 times a week with my jury. But I come on other times to talk about different topics and things like that. And sometimes I do a testimonial as well. So this is my Facebook account. I also go live on Instagram. So this is my Instagram account. And I go live on Instagram on Thursdays. So if you're not doing anything on Thursdays, just tune in there. On Wednesday is always my podcast show. But before I get and move to a commercial, because I'm going to a commercial after this, I want to remind everyone that is listening this evening to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that is it on the bottom of my screen. So all you have to do is do youtube.com and then put at Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast SWE. Would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to increase my followers on YouTube. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to step out of here for a few moments and we are going to go to a commercial. And when I get back from that commercial, we're going to talk about pumpkin paradise.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to explore all things pumpkin in fall. And and of during the month of October, I think that is the month where we really and truly appreciate pumpkins. Pumpkins. The first thing I'm going to talk about is pumpkin appreciation, the cultural significance of pumpkins in the fall, and why are they popular? Okay, why are pumpkins popular? So I have a few little notes here. The pumpkins are usually harvested in the late summer and early fall, making them readily available during the autumn months. This seasonally adds to their appeal and encourages their consumption. Pumpkins have been associated with the fall season for centuries. They are a symbol of harvest, and their bright orange color aligns perfectly with the changing leaves and overall aesthetics of autumn. Pumpkins are a significant part of Halloween and Thanksgiving. They are used for carving jack-o'-lanterns, decorating homes, and making pumpkin pies for Thanksgiving, which further solidifies their importance in fall. Pumpkins are incredibly versatile. They can be used in both sweet and savory dishes, from pies and lattes to soup and casseroles. This, I'm going to say, this versatility makes them a favorite ingredient for the fall harvest. Also, the flavor of pumpkin, often associated with spices like cinnamon and nutmeg, have a warm and comforting quality that appeals to our senses during the cooler fall. So I think that's why we appreciate pumpkins so much. Um, then there's some healthy benefits, nutritional benefits, and why they're great additionals to your diet. Pumpkins are packed with vitamins and minerals, making them a healthy choice. They are a good source of vitamin A, fiber, and antioxidants, which are support our health as the colder months approach. I also want to, I'm going to go here because I also want to make sure that those people who are watching me on Facebook, that you can support me by sending stars. Stars help me earn money to make more content. So one of my goals is to have a backdrop, and I'm going to really trying to work on getting that backdrop. So it says the Anna L. Brothers Show and podcast. All righty. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the next one. And what it says is pumpkin recipes galore. So there's a sweet side, and then there's a savory side. So on the sweet side, we people make pumpkin pies, they make pumpkin muffins, all kinds of desserts during the holiday seasons are made out of pumpkin. But also there's a savory, I say savory delight, uh, pumpkin soup. There's pumpkin and pastas. And have you ever had pumpkin spice chili? I have never had that, but there is a recipe for for uh, for that. So, can you think of any other recipes that you would use with pumpkin? I can't. I Oh, pumpkin bread. Okay, pumpkin bread. We can also put that one there as well because it's all and I love pumpkin bread. I do like pumpkin bread. I'm not fond of pumpkin pie, but I am fond of pumpkin muffins, and I like certain desserts. I've had pumpkin soup, which tastes pretty good. I've never had the pasta or the pumpkin spice chili, but I'm open to trying new things. So that might be something that I might want to uh, venture in. I know that they have uh, pumpkin soups, and it is very popular during October and November. People specialize and stuff um, in that as well. All right, so let's move on, and we're going to talk a little bit about pumpkin spice everything. I don't know why I cut that off, but we're not going to worry about those little things because you know the computer does its own thing. Did you know there was a pumpkin spice phenomenon? You can dive into the world of pumpkin spice from lattes all the way to candles. And let me tell you this, let me give you a little tidbit. How did pumpkin spice really get so popular? And I know you're not going to believe this, but Starbucks is very instrumental in the flavor of pumpkin spice. And I believe it started in 2003. They started the trend because they came out with this pumpkin latte, and it is still going on strong today. So if you go to Starbucks now, you will be able to get a pumpkin latte. Okay, just wanted to let you know. And isn't that strange how uh, a coffee company can enhance the popularity of pumpkin spice? And so during October and uh, November, you will see or smell some type of pumpkin spice. Now, have you ever made homemade pumpkin spice? Well, I got a little recipe here for you. If you look at this here, these are all of the ingredients that go into your pumpkin spice. So you can make it yourself. I didn't put any ratio on, ratios like 2 tablespoons of cinnamon and all of that. No, because when you make your pumpkin spice, it says homemade. So it should be homemade. You should be able to make it to your satisfaction. But these are the ingredients that you would use: cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, clove, allspice. And believe it or not, just a little pinch of pepper will really enhance that flavor for you. So we're going to go now to another commercial. And then I will be right back after that. And we're going to talk a little bit about DIY and fun with the pumpkins when I return from my commercial.
Oh my goodness, the mailman came. I hope my sweet little thing cookie's in here. I just hope it's in here. Let me see. Let me open this up. That's it. That's it. Sweet little thing cookie. That sweet little thing cookie. Oh, I'ma have me a ball now. Let me just get this right here. Little thing cookie. That sweet little thing cookie. Oh yeah. I finally got my cookies. This sweet little thing cookies. Oh yeah. I'ma have fun. This package kinda big though. Man, it got a lot of cookies. Oh yeah, this the best day ever. I'm trying to tell you, I got my cookies, and I'm gonna eat these cookies, and ain't nobody gonna stop me. Wait, what?
Marie, what you doing, man? You can't have those cookies right now. I'm sorry, we about to eat dinner. Once we finish dinner, then you can have those cookies. Go ahead, put them up. Go ahead, put them up.
Are you serious, bruh? I got sweet Listeine cookies, and now I gotta wait for dinner? Fine, can I at least look at the cookies? Thank you. Oh my goodness, I have waited all this time now. I gotta do all this. Fine. Oh yeah. I got my hands on some sweet Listeine cookies. But I can't eat them right now because bruh talking about I gotta wait to dinner. Okay, I'ma do that. But once I finish that, it's gonna be on y'all. Wait a minute. Bruh talking about cooking some food. All this is a can of salmon and some frozen biscuit. Bruh cannot cook. I know he don't think I'ma eat this. Ain't no way. Bruh. Hey, bruh. Daddy. Where are you? You set me up, homie. You had me about to eat a can of salmon and some frozen biscuit. I'm not down with that. I want my sweet Listeine cookies. My sweet Listeine cookies. Carry cook. Is this what I'm saying?
I was born by the river in a little old king. Just like that river, I was running ever since. Marie, hey man, it ain't what it's not what it thinks. I'm sorry. I was just gonna eat one cookie, but I ate them all. It's not my fault, Marie.
I know better than this. You trying to set me up, homie. You had me eating that nasty food, and you ate all the cookies?
Finish him.
No, Marie. No, Marie. No.
Hey, family. I'm sorry y'all had to see that. But what did we learn today? One thing we learned is you don't mess with Marie and you don't mess with his sweet Listeine cookies. Tell him that right, Curtis.
That's right, y'all. Don't mess with Marie and don't mess with his sweet Listeine cookie. That's all I got to say. I'm sorry.
Well, I am back. I'm back. Okay, so we're going to move on and we're going to talk about pumpkin DIY and fun. So during this pumpkin paradise or pumpkin season, you are going to see pumpkin decor. Now, I'm going to give you some little instructions, if I can read this on the screen, on how you should carve your pumpkin. And I know I've talked to you many ways. This is just a simple way of carving pumpkins. And I taught Head Start, and I had 2 classes, and I always tell people that one class I always had them do it the traditional way, and then the other class we did something different. And so when you are carving, most people when they carve their turkeys, they start from the top. They do that little top at the stem, and that's where they're going to begin with their pumpkin carving. But really and truly, you need to start from the bottom. Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. And then you want to cut the lid on an angle. So, you can put it in your lap or however you want to do it. I never put it in my lap. We always did ours on the table. Even when I was home, we did it on the table with newspaper because once we cut out the lid, then we're going to scoop out all of the pulp. And by pulp, I mean the seeds. So it's got seeds and it's got strings. And then you want to set that to the side so that you can, because pumpkin seeds are good for you. So you want to save them, and you can roast them and put a little kosher salt on them and a little olive oil or whatever, and then you can have those. It's a great nutritional thing. That is what I did with my children at school. We would have pumpkins and oh God, they would just love digging their hands down into that pumpkin and all those that slime. I call it slime. Getting that slime out with the seeds, and then they would wash it and involve your children in that because it's a worthwhile experience, and they will truly love it. So once you have scooped out all of your pulp, what you want to do then is make a sketch of your design. How do you want it to be? How do you want your pumpkin to look? And you're going to it says hold it in your lap. But remember what I told you, I'd never hold. I always did mine on the table. I was always afraid, but now they have pumpkin cutters so that you can cut them and they're not as sharp, because I would be always afraid of cutting myself if I put it on my lap. So I always did it there. And so you want to start with just simple cuts, and you want to use the scraps creatively when you're carving out. There's many things that you can do with it. You want to keep your pumpkin fresh. And I'm sure that most of you all don't know this, but you can take petroleum jelly, which is like Vaseline, and all you have to do is take that petroleum jelly and put it around the edges where you cut, and that kind of preserves it. However, there are some pumpkins that will shrivel up. So what you want to do if it shrivels up is to take it and put it the face down into cold water, and you're going to leave it there for like 8 hours, and it should revive itself. Okay. Let me see. Then once you get all that done, you want to light your pumpkin. Okay. You can put a candle in there or one of those little make-believe candles that you just click on, or however you want to do it. But I always suggest sprinkling a little cinnamon on the lid. So when you light your candle, you will get that smell of pumpkin pie. And I mean, you really will get it. It's just great putting it on your front porch, and you have that light in there, and you get that scent of that pumpkin. But I don't want you to forget about going to the pumpkin patch. Okay. It's a fun experience. I took my children every year. Every year we went to the pumpkin patch. And the pumpkin patches have a lot of activities and stuff that the kids can get into. Hay rides, all those type of things. It's just a great family experience for you and your children. Now I did it with my Head Start program, and even when we would go there, and let me tell you this, we would go there and we would get our pumpkins, and then we would bring them back. All the children got a pumpkin, and then I would buy two pumpkins. So I told you because I had one in the. We would decorate one traditionally, and then the other one we would decorate it non-traditionally. So I'll just give you an example of one year where we took the pumpkin, we did it traditionally, but then the other pumpkin, we used vegetables. Okay, we did vegetables, Brussels sprouts with the eyes. Okay, then we had something else with the nose, and uh, we put hair on it, and that was carrots, the leaves from the carrots. Oh, it was just great. I think I still have that picture from where we did the decorating with the vegetables. So it was also a learning experience because the children could talk about those type of vegetables that they were putting on their on the pumpkin patch as well. So when you go to the pumpkin patch, always share your experience. Come back, talk about it. Talk about it with your children. Talk about what did they see? What did they like about it? What caught their eye? Because they have all kind of decorations and goblins and all kinds of things out there. And the children love it. Needless to say, when we would go on a trip, they would be wide-eyed and bushy-tailed on the way there, but they on the way back they would sleep. I don't know, just sleep. That's all I got to say because I guess it was so tiring. And this is when I had 3, 4, and 5 year olds. And I tried to expose my children to as much as I possibly can. And you will hear me call them my children. I really call them my babies. People would say, "Oh Lord, here come Miss Brother's babies," because they were my babies as well. I considered them to be my babies. So the popularity of pumpkin spice flavored products has fueled the demands for all kinds of pumpkin. From pumpkin spice lattes to pumpkin spice scented candles, this trend has made pumpkins a central figure in fall. You can do family activities, visiting pumpkin patches, picking out pumpkins and carving them with family and friends have become cherished fall activities. It's an opportunity for quality time and creating memories. The round orange shape of pumpkins and their association with autumn colors has made them aesthetically pleasing. They are often used as decoration or decorative elements for homes and events. You see my little pumpkin in the back. And I got some outside. Now I used to, when my granddaughter was here, uh, I put pumpkins out. I even had the ones where you gather the pumpkin bags and you put the leaves in them, and I put that out there. And then I had some I guess ceramic or whatever pumpkins made with our names on them. Mine said the brothers, and I hers had said Faith, and then we would put them out on the back porch and put candles in it, and they would flicker um, as they went by as they were on. Um, how many of you have been to uh, a pumpkin festival? Because this is the time of the year where they do have pumpkin festivals. Um, and what they do at these pumpkin festivals is that they celebrate and promote all things pumpkin. So you might find pumpkin jelly, pumpkin, So they're celebrating all those things there as well. So let's see, what else do I have for you all this evening? So that was fun. And arts and craft, you can, with your kids, you can get paper. Uh, you can draw pumpkins to put in your window, just orange paper and fold it in half. It don't have to be even. Open it up, take the excess part off, or put a little stem on it, and then you can put it in your window. You can decorate your windows as well. So we are now going to take another commercial break, and I'll be right back. And I believe I'm going to give you a few pumpkin tips. We'll see.
The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is a magazine that embraces and celebrates the entire homeschooling experience. Our magazine is different from all the rest because we provide beneficial information and assistance in homeschooling, business, wellness, mental health, resources, and life. We encourage you to pick up a copy of our magazine today on Amazon.com by simply searching the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine. The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is all about impacting the world through home-based learning, helping to de-stress the homeschooling experience. Get your copy from Amazon today.
All righty, we are back, and thank you for watching that. Okay, so I want to tell you some facts. I'm going to give you a few little facts about pumpkins as we go along. So the first thing I told you about Starbucks, okay, that they were really got the thing going for pumpkin spice with their Starbucks drink and Thanksgiving desserts. All right, so let's see. Let's go with pumpkins. Believe it or not, I found this hard to believe, but they said this is true. That the word pumpkin showed up for the first time in the fairy tale Cinderella. And that was in well, I'm not going to say that was in 1584, but it says a French explorer in 1584 first called them gross melons, which was translated into English as pompions, according to history. It wasn't until the 17th century that they were first referred to as pumpkins. And so I don't know when the fairy tale Cinderella came about, but you know that her carriage was what? A pumpkin. It was a pumpkin. The fairy godmother turned it into a pumpkin. So I guess that's when we really kind of got into really knowing what a pumpkin is. Now, the original pumpkin or jack-o'-lanterns were made with turnips and potatoes by the Irish. So you all are going to learn a few things today about pumpkins. And let me tell you this. Did you know that pumpkins are grown on every continent except Antarctica? And I guess that's because it's so cold there that you can't do it. But pumpkins are grown on every continent. That's how popular pumpkins are. Okay. And then the next thing is over 1.5 billion pounds of pumpkins are produced each year in the United States. The top pumpkin states, okay, let me tell you the top pumpkin states are Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and California. Those are your top um, pumpkin states. So they produce quite a bit of pumpkins there. And then Morton, Illinois. They call themselves the pumpkin capital of the world. So I listen to this, y'all. Morton is allegedly responsible for 80% of the world's canned pumpkin production. 80%. That's a lot. And that's right here in Illinois, Morton, Illinois, because I'm in Illinois. But that's a fact that I did not know. So like I said, when I do my research, I come up with things that I don't know. I don't know either. So it's a learning experience for me as well. And did you know that 80% of the U.S. pumpkin crop is available during October? 80%. Now, the world's largest pumpkin weighed over 2,600 pounds. I'm gonna try to tell you where it is, where it was grown, and it was grown in Germany. So remember what I said, that pumpkins are grown on every continent except Antarctica. Okay. So, but the world's largest pumpkin weighed over 2,600 pounds, and it was located in Germany. Now, the world's largest pumpkin pie ever baked weighed 3,699 pounds. And I don't know where it was. I didn't get to delve that deep into the research, but I can tell you that the pumpkin pie recipes originated in the colonies, just now as we know them today. Colonists would cut the top of the pumpkin off, remove the seeds, fill the pumpkin with milk, spices, and honey, and then bake them in hot ashes. Now, they're baking this similar to the way, kind of like, I don't bake it in hot ashes, but the way I bake an acorn squash. You know, that's what I do with my acorn. I love acorn squash. And, um, all squashes, I like all squashes. But pumpkin, pumpkin, I don't like pumpkin pie, but I like the other avenues of pumpkin. Okay. Really and truly. And I just had a pumpkin spice cookie that was to die for, really. And I was shocked that I even liked it, if you if you really want to know um, about it. So let's continue on with our facts. Now, did you all know? Now, this is really interesting. This was interesting to me, that each pumpkin has about 500 seeds in it. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And since I'm a gardener, you know that you can save some of those seeds, and you can also dry them out and plant them in the spring, and you will have pumpkins. In the fall, you can grow your own pumpkins if you want to. I like growing my things. I like growing my food because that way I don't have. I know it doesn't have any insecticide or whatever they put on it to preserve it. Then they got to put things on it to bring it, sort of last for a little while. So when you grow your own food, you don't have to worry about um, those things like that as well. Now, it's telling you that you need to plant those seeds. If you're going to save your seeds, you need to plant them between May and July. They're high in iron and they can be roasted to eat. And the flowers that grow on the pumpkin vine are also edible. Did you all know that? Ha 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 ha. Now, there are 40. Oh, let me talk about Delaware first. Delaware used to to host an annual pumpkin chucking contest. And it really was a championship. And so what happened was teams competed in a pumpkin launching competition where pumpkins were shot almost 5,000 feet from an air cannon. Now, they don't do that. They canceled that in 2017 after there was a tragic accident. I guess it must have hit somebody. But also, there are more than 45 different varieties of pumpkins. And pumpkins are technically fruit. Okay, most people think they're a vegetable, but they are a fruit, just like tomatoes. People think tomatoes are vegetables, but a tomato is considered a fruit. So every single part of the pumpkin is edible. Did you all know that? Every single part of the pumpkin is edible. Now I didn't know that because I the outer edge, and they say you can even eat the stem. Yeah, okay. But the outer edge, I would peel my pumpkin and then put it in, and put it in the water and boil it or whatever. Because I do make pumpkin bread. I told you I like pumpkin bread. I don't make pumpkin pies, but I do make pumpkin bread. And this is another thing that most people do not know, that pumpkins are 90% water, which makes them a low calorie food. It makes them a low calorie food. I'm ahead of my notes, y'all. I'm trying to say that already. Yeah, it says, yep, you can eat the skin, the leaves, the flowers, the pulp, the seeds, and even the stem. You can eat all of that. And pumpkins are 90% water, which makes them a low calorie food. So one cup of canned pumpkin has less than 100 calories and only half a gram of fat. In comparison, the same serving size of sweet potatoes has triple the calories. They also have more fiber than kale, more potassium than bananas, and are full of heart healthy magnesium and iron. All right. So I'm all for fresh. I like fresh, so sometimes, but I do use canned sometimes, if I'm in a rush and I don't have pumpkins and I want to make pumpkin bread or pumpkin muffins, I will use canned. Now, this is the one down here. Pumpkin pie is America's favorite. Do you all know what is America's favorite pie? I'm going to tell you. America's favorite pie is the apple pie. Okay, and this is the season also for apple pies as well. But the pumpkin pie comes in second. Okay, it is a very popular uh, very, very popular pie. So as you can see, since it came in second. All right, we're going to take another commercial break, and then I will be right back after the break.
Go. To flex my love, I want to impress, and I want to carry my love away.
All right, I'm back. I also want to let you know that I am a part of CTR Media Network, where we reach over 350 million people in 100 countries. So when I say, do you want to have that, what you call it, visibility, I think you can get it on my podcast. So if you're looking for, you have a business that you want to advertise, we, like I said, we reach 300 and it's worldwide, y'all. It's a worldwide. So the last time I looked, I was in 12 countries. My podcast was being viewed in uh, 12 countries. Now, I don't want you to think that I think on Spotify they do the video, on Roku, television, smart TV, or those people places they do the video. But you can also watch these on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, iHeartRadio Podcasts. It's on all of those. Please support us. Support your Black podcasters in their endeavors. Remember that we are out here trying to do positive things for you. All right. So before I close today, I just want to encourage all of my listeners to try a pumpkin recipe. Visit a pumpkin patch and share your pumpkin related stories on social media. Okay. You can tag me if you like. And then that way I will know, I will give you a shout out. But yes, and I know this is the season, those of you who have children and all of that, I know that this is the season. So with that being said, I'm going to encourage you, like I said, to try a recipe, go to a local pumpkin patch, and share your pumpkin related stories on social media. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for coming on and spending just a little time with me this evening. Also, in my area, there are some upcoming events. I do want to post those as well. And there's going to be Messiah Part 1 closing. It's a free event, y'all. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, by all means, it is going to be December 1st, 2023 at 7 p.m. at Redeemer's Lutheran Church in South Holland, Illinois. And so therefore you can, like I said, it's a free event. And I believe they're going to have, maybe a little refreshment afterwards. I'm not really sure about it. It's not my event. It's put on by C.D. Robinson Productions. But I have been to several of his productions, and I'm going to say that they are just phenomenal. So if you are in that area, and you don't even have to be in the area. If you feel like you want to come, it's during the Christmas holiday season, you can just come on out and enjoy the music because the singers are fabulous. I am not a singer with them, but I do help the person out in with the singing. But you will not be. I'm going to tell you right now, you will not be. You will not be sorry. So stay tuned. I'll be posting my guests for next week. And she's going to come to you and she's going to talk to you about insurance because right now is open season for insurance. We have that window. And sometimes people just don't know everything about the insurance. And so she's been doing insurance for quite a while. And so I asked her, would she come on and kind of speak to us a little bit about insurance? Now, keep in mind that she is from Arkansas. And, in each state, the insurance is a little bit different, but she still will be able to shed some light. There's some general things that we all need to, to know. And I asked her because one time she made a comment to me and I said, for real? And I'm old. I'm old and I don't know. And I just feel like um, that's how we always get into loopholes and, things because we don't know. We don't know. And people don't tell us. People don't tell us. And so that's the purpose of this podcast is to inform you and make you aware of the everyday things to make you have a healthier lifestyle. So with that being said, I always close my show with the 3 L's. The first L is to live. Make sure that you live your life to the fullest. Okay. Do those things that you enjoy doing. You know, those things that make you happy. The second L is to laugh. Find somewhere to laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. I always tell people laughter is good for the soul. When you laugh, you feel so much better, okay? And by all means, laugh at yourself because you do some funny things. And then the third thing is to love. Love with all your heart. If you are a Christian, in the Bible it says that you should love thy neighbor. Neighbor. You should love thy neighbor. And, as I was growing up, I used to, talk to my grandmother and she, trying to encourage me to love everyone. And she said, baby, I know it's hard, but you can love everyone. Some people you just have to love with a long wooden spoon. And so keep that in mind because those people who are giving you that hassle are the ones that need your love the most. And also, self-love. That I want to leave you with that self-love because self-love, love yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Say you are doing wondrous things, okay? And so with that, I am going to leave you. I will be back on next Wednesday at 7:30 to give you a little insight. I'll have a guest and she will be talking to you about insurance, okay? And so, with that being said, I'm going to leave out um, giving recognition to some of the people who have supported me in my endeavors. You all have a great one.